Imagine this situation, guys. You've done a busy on-call or you've got a night shift starting and you've got 1 precious hour to do some revision or preparation for your medical exam. How do you make that 1 hour count? This video is going to go through 3 key steps that can allow you to get the most out of 60 minutes. I'm Dr. Arora from Aurora Medical Education. Let's go. Step number 1 is simple, having a clear goal. Sometimes people just start working, think I've got about an hour to go, let's just do a little bit of work and kind of see what happens. Now that leads to distraction, that leads to inefficiency, that leads to you feeling like you've not really done much in the last 60 minutes. And then you may tell yourself, well, it was only 60 minutes anyway, and I was never going to do it in the first place. So a really clear goal. What do you want to achieve in the next 60 minutes? Is it a certain number of questions on a question bank? Is it going through a certain number of pages in a chapter? Is it going through a certain number of guidelines? Is it going through a certain number of core areas that you find difficult? You have to, almost at the beginning of that 1 hour, visualize where you're going to be at the end. If you don't have a clear goal, believe me, you'll just wander through the hour and you'll find out that at the end, you've not really achieved so much because you hadn't thought about where you want to be at the end of that 60 minutes. You can achieve a lot in 60 minutes, but you've got to know what you want to achieve before you even start. So set a goal, number 1. Number 2, chunk your time. This is one of my personal favorites. Chunk your time into blocks within that hour. Now, 1 hour doesn't seem very much. 1 hour may seem like a chunk of time or a block in itself, but try and chunk it down even further. Think about 15 minutes. Think about 10 minutes even. Think about 5 minutes even. What do you want to achieve in the next 10 minutes or the next 15 minutes? And have that in your mind. So you've got your overall goal, which is where I need to be at the end, but then chunk it down into 50 minutes. If you break it down into 4 or 5 or 6 little chunks, then you'll realize that each one of those chunks, you push yourself a little bit more because you've got a certain target in mind, not just for the end, where you can have periods in the middle of that 1 hour where you're a little bit distracted, but every 10-15 minutes. It keeps you accountable, it keeps you focused, it keeps you looking at small steps towards a big goal. Try and chunk your time into as small a portion as possible, and you'll find that you cover much more in the overall hour that is so precious. The third thing I'd recommend, and again, I used to do this quite a lot, is physical ticking off of little tiny tasks within that hour with the end goal in mind. Say, for example, I want to do, I don't know, in the next hour, I set myself a task of 50 or 60 questions on a question bank. Now, I will put on my piece of paper in front of me, physically, I'll write down maybe 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, etc. And every 10, I would physically tick off or cross through that mark. Why is that important? Because it's so satisfying to tick off these little mini goals that you've created for yourself. And when you start ticking things off, you realize that actually I'm achieving quite a bit, and it pushes you to hit the next tick. Again, if you just say, like, I want to achieve 60 questions by the end of this hour, that's very nice, and you get a big tick at the end if you achieve it. But again, you're going to lose your efficiency in the middle. Your mind will start to wander unless you're looking forward to and having that physical satisfaction. It's so satisfying to actually cross something out or tick it off. So if you start ticking things off, these little achievements will build up and it will push you towards maximizing every single minute that you get in that very precious hour. So guys, 3 really simple things that can really change how much you get done in 60 crucial minutes. Number 1, have a clear end goal. Where do I want to be by the end of this 60 minutes? Number 2, think about chunking time frames, 10 minutes, 50 minutes, etc. And number 3, physically tick off or scratch off little achievements that you make along the way. These 3 things, I can promise you, will completely revolutionize the productivity of 1 hour of preparation for your medical exam. Now, I'm Dr. Arora from Aurora Medical Education, and we do so much on efficiency, productivity, making the most of your time and maximizing your potential when it comes to medical exams. We have a special 10% discount for any of you who are watching this video. Aurora Video 10, the coupon Aurora Video 10 will get you 10% off any course on the Aurora Medical Education website, whether it is mock exams, online courses, audio courses, flashcards, live courses, anything that you can find on there. Use that coupon Aurora Video 10. If you like this video, please subscribe, share, send it to others, tag, comment. We really appreciate all the support that you give us. Hashtag Campus Will Pass, hashtag I went with Aurora. 3 super things to boost your productivity for the next hour. Number 1, goals. Number 2, time chunking. Number 3, physical ticking off of achievements. Take care.